We've done honey chicken, lemon chicken, apricot chicken, sweet and sour chicken, and now it's time to do sweet chili chicken, and this one is my absolute favourite. Let's get straight into it.
Starting out, we're going to need 4 cloves of peeled garlic and 10 grams of peeled ginger. Run them both along a microplane or a fine box grater to create a paste, and make sure we scrape it all out of there just so we don't waste any of this good stuff. Now into a bowl, add in 310 milliliters of sweet chili sauce. This is a Thai sweet chili I'm using here. 60 milliliters of low sodium soy sauce and 60 milliliters of Shaoxing cooking wine, 10 milliliters of mirin, the garlic and ginger pastes, and 9 grams of corn flour. Then just get in there with a whisk and mix this until it's all combined. For the chicken, I'm using boneless and skinless chicken thigh. You can also use breast, which I'll leave details about in the description. This is 1 kilo's worth, and what we're going to do with this is just dice this into even sized pieces. That way it will cook at the same rate. Let's then add the chicken into a mixing bowl and follow that up with half a cup of that sweet chili marinade that we made before. Then we can use our clean hands, some tongs or a spoon, and just mix this all together until combined, and you can use this straight away or marinate it for 30 minutes. Now the vegetables are optional in this recipe. I'm using 1 brown or yellow onion that's been peeled and both tip and bottom have just been removed. Slice it in half and then just slice this into nice thin strips. 1 bunch of broccolini or regular broccoli, just roughly chopped into even sized pieces, leaving us with these nice little florets as well as the stem. And also I'm going to be using 3 spring onions or scallions. Just separate the green stem from the white root. Slice up the white root into nice little chunks, and then with the green stem, this can be thinly sliced into little pieces, and this is going to be used as a garnish. You don't have to do this if you don't want to. Last but not least, I'm using 1 red bell pepper or capsicum. This can just be sliced around the core into nice even pieces. It just eliminates the cleanup of all of those seeds, and I know I usually do it a different way, but I thought I'd change it up for this one, and what you should have is just that core piece with the seeds inside. As for the pieces, just slice these into thin strips. You can do it flat side down with the skin facing up. It's a little bit harder and can be a little bit dangerous, but just do it whatever way's easiest for you. What you're left with is this little bowl of veggies. The onions are underneath, hiding away. What we're going to do now is add 300 grams of washed jasmine rice into a saucepan, along with 500 milliliters of cold water. Do make sure it's cold, that way it can come to temperature all at the same time. Season to taste with a little bit of salt, then just give it a mix around just to prevent any clumps. Place it over a high heat and bring it to a boil. Place on a lid, reduce the heat to low, and then cook this for 12 minutes. Now whilst the rice is cooking, add 1 tablespoon of peanut oil to a large high-rimmed pan or wok over a high heat. Add in the marinated chicken. You can do this in batches depending on the size of your pan. And then we're going to cook this for about 6 to 7 minutes, not 67 minutes, just until it's nicely browned off and cooked through. It will continue to cook even after we bring it out of the pan. And I do recommend keeping this moving occasionally. Depending on what type of pan you are using, it could potentially stick. But what we're looking for is that nice caramelization from the marinade, and obviously that chicken to be cooked through. This can then be removed from the pan and just place it into a bowl or on a plate and just allow it to rest for the time being. Now into the same pan, still over a high heat, you can lower the heat to medium-high if need be. Add in all of that veg that we just did before and fry this off for about 5 minutes just until it softens up and picks up that beautiful flavour left behind from the chicken. We don't want this to be completely cooked through, it is nice to have that little al dente crunch on it. Now once that's done, add in the white root end of the spring onion along with the chicken as well as any of those resting juices and also the remaining marinade that we had from before. Make sure you scrape out the bowl so we don't waste any. Then give this a really good mix around and we're going to bring this to a simmer and just cook this for about 3 to 4 minutes until that sauce thickens up and coats everything really well. We don't want this to be really reduced down, there is supposed to be quite a bit of sauce to this, that way we can mix it through the rice. And after about 3 to 4 minutes, you'll have this beautiful glaze. Everything looks and smells absolutely delicious, and that sauce is nice and thick. This can then be removed from the stovetop, and this right here is the macros for the sweet chili chicken alone, including those serving sizes. Going back to the rice after 12 minutes, turn it off the heat, leave the lid on for another 4 minutes, then remove the lid and just use a fork or a spatula just to fluff up the rice. It will be perfectly cooked at this stage, nice and soft and fluffy, and still have that tiny little bite to it. But once that's done, this can also be removed from the stovetop, and these are the macros for the jasmine rice, including the serving size. As for serving up, just place the rice into the containers. These are 750 milliliters in size, and I have links in the description if you're interested in those containers. We're then going to do the exact same thing with that sweet chili chicken. Garnish it with the spring onion or scallion, which is completely optional. But with that done, we're then left with this beautiful sweet chili chicken meal prep that looks and smells amazing. Also, this right here is the complete dish macros, again with the full serving size.
As for these, just let them cool down for about 10-15 minutes, place on the lids, put them in the fridge for up to 4 days and in the freezer for up to 4 months. If you have frozen them and want to reheat them, just bring them out of the freezer, put them in the fridge overnight and let them just defrost that way. Then you can put them in the microwave or in a pan, just reheat them whatever way is easiest for you. And with everything said and done, there is only one thing left to do, and that is we can then dig in. The chicken's perfectly cooked, the vegetables are beautiful and soft, still have that nice bite. The sauce is absolutely delicious, it's rich, it's a little bit sweet, has that nice umami flavour from the soy sauce and the mirin, and then mixed with the rice, it just blends so well together. Definitely do make this recipe, and if you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, consider subscribing along with turning on the bell notification next to it so you never miss when I upload, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.